easy with a little bit of the pièce passage work in the end. You know, like it has a little bouncy cadence to the trot that you just have to keep amplifying with them. Okay, let's peek at the canter when you're ready. We'll come back to some half steps and some more with the passage and stuff too, but just to make sure we get to some of the canter as well. Okay, yeah. Nice, good in the canter right away. Good uphill balance, yeah? Would take that canter, no less energy, no change from that in the energy department, but just maybe make the stride, and no change in the balance, but make the stride just an inch shorter, just a little bit more back on the hind leg. And you can think then as you make that change, like we said, we're not going to change the energy, we're not going to change the balance, but as you make him just that inch shorter than all the energy that he has, as he shortens back, the hind leg goes another inch or two underneath, the croup gets a little lower, the balance should slowly start to shift even more uphill with him. Good. Good. Yeah, I like that challenge on the hind leg. Nice. That gets better. Super. Super. That's the kind of, in one way, it's like you want to ride the collection of the canter big, but you want to think that the collection of the canter, or the bigness in the stride inside the collection, is in the height of the stride versus the length of the stride. Whereas the trot, we want to ride big and ground covering. Think the canter, you want to ride high and jumping. Why do we want to do a couple more with the changes like that in a minute? Just watch in the change. Stay back in your upper body. Don't help them in your upper body for the change. Sit absolutely still. Good. Challenge them a little tickle here and there with the whip, right? Just to keep going. Want even more from the hind leg, tucking under, into the contact, up through the pole. Good. Staying well back in your upper body, that you just keep pushing that uphill balance into them. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Good jump to the canter there. Super. That's your collected canter, right? Where it starts to get really bouncing off the ground and high and powerful, but like I said, not ground covering. The ground cover happens on its own in that the more push he has to the canter with the bounce, the higher he jumps off the ground, the longer time he's off the ground. So for each stride, if he's a long time off the ground, he covers a lot of distance. But he doesn't need to reach for that distance. Nice. Good. 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 Super. Across the diagonal. Good. Same thing, just one flying change at the end. And I want you to think with that, just careful with the aid, not too big. Trust the collection of the canter that you have and the jump of the canter that you have to make them reactive in the change, so you don't need much aid. Stay well back, and your change. Good. Nice. Staying back in your upper body. Super. Same again, diagonal. A couple of changes. You can put in what you want, 4s, 3s, you know, just a couple of changes. It doesn't even have to be a count, but it can be. Just want to see where he's at. Stay back in your upper body. Sitting in, more back in your upper body. So you get you a little bit in the change to help him, yeah, in your body. And I want you to keep thinking that, and that's not to the death of the flying change. You're still getting clean, nice flying changes. But in the long run, if we go, okay, we want to work 2s and 1s more and more, and there's any extra movement in your upper body won't be able to keep up moving to keep in terms of what your leg needs to do. Go large again, diagonal again, same thing, maybe 3s or 4s, up to you. As many as kind of fit quietly on the diagonal. And you keep thinking, collected, back on the hind leg, back in your upper body, really quiet aid. What you can also think is now in the change, go one circle first, so just have you circle. What I want you to think a little bit in the change now is your right leg is going to be the first leg to swing back for the change. Think your right leg, right shoulder, right hand all come back for the change. And then it'll be your left shoulder, left leg, left hand. Just so that you're saying to your body, sit back and down. That's fine. Stay back. Good. That was better. Left shoulder back. Yeah. Right shoulder back. Nice. So that you're just saying in your upper body, as your leg goes to move, what happens is our outside leg swings back, so our upper body tips forward, a kind of balance, kind of fork-like on our seat. So that little pull back of the left shoulder with the left leg, good. Right shoulder with the right leg, nice. Left shoulder, right shoulder, good. Left shoulder, good, yeah. So that you just keep reminding yourself as that leg swings back, that coordinating shoulder should also stay back. So your seat stays in the saddle, your seat bones stay plugged in. Your twos once more. Same thing. Think two with those with the twos now. Slow in your mind. No panic, no rush. If there's a mistake, there's a mistake. Stay back in your upper body. Good. Sit back, back, back. Good, yeah. Take your time, it's fine, quiet. Think two, go one long side. Not bad there yet. You want you to go the long side, you'll come across the next diagonal, but one long side just to let them settle in. So you just now with the canter, slow down just a little bit. Slow. Let it just settle. It's exactly right. I was just going to say, with the width, if it feels like it's going to break, you give them a little tap. But let the canter slow down, and then your twos again. Where you're going, I want to feel, I don't want to make it so slow that it won't change, but I just want to slow everything down for the thinking and the changes, that you have time. Good. And slow, that's fine. Just regroup again. Good. Those last two are good. Do the same again on the next diagonal right away. There, when you slowed it down, the canter slowed down, so your aid slowed down. That's exactly what we want. But then your aid set into the 3 rhythm, right? But that's what we want to have happen, where you're going, I have a lot more time than I think I do. Slow. Good. Good. Slower. Nice. That's okay? Slow. 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 Nice. Good. Super. A little walk break once. That was good there because it looked like when the mistake came in, what ends up happening with that is like they make a mistake and we kind of have to catch back up. So we start kind of throwing our bodies a little bit at them faster because we go, oh shit, and I have to catch it before the third stride again. Yeah. And so we throw a little bit ourselves at them, which tips us forward. The leg moves more than it should. Yeah. The minute our body changes, our leg starts moving big, we accelerate them. They speed up. Yeah. So as they speed up, then we have to move even faster. And what you want to think, those actually were quite nice, especially at the beginning and then at the end again. Just right when you made the mistake, there was that moment, and then it settled right back in. And I think I would take really that risk of going slow. Just slow down. If he makes a mistake, he does, but see what happens. Because I think if you can get it that slow in your thinking and that slow in his canter, the changes actually get quite big as he slows down. Okay. They're a little tight when he's a little too quick. They're clean, they're good, it's not a problem. But it's, again, if I think, okay, what is it going to look like when we want the ones? Yeah. We have to just make that adjustment that your body slows down, his stride slows down, and it starts to feel like you come on that diagonal with the twos and you have all day. Like there's like 5 days between each change. And that feeling, I think, when we train it, it's all up here in us about going, a mistake doesn't matter, no panic, have a beer before you get on the diagonal, that kind of like just slow California mentality, like whatever. And so then the moment you start to do it, they relax in, and then the changes actually instantly start to become better because they become a little bit looser and bigger and more jumpy. And then you start to go, okay, now I actually feel like I have time to go twice with my leg within that. It feels like I could move my leg double time that because it's so slow. It's always the case. It's like you ride one single flying change, you're teaching that, and you go, I don't know how I'm ever going to ride 4s. And then you get your 4s, and you go, I can do that. I don't know how I'm going to ride 3s. That's so fast. There's not enough time. And then you get your 3s, and I don't know how I could ride 2s, and so on and so on. And you just keep, each time you get to that new spot, you go, okay, this is solid now. Those 2s look solid. Now I want them to settle in and become that solid. You can get out, yeah.